Mike, quick question. When your boss says, "Have you got a minute? Let's chat," what's the first thing that goes through your head?
Oh, honestly, my stomach drops. I start thinking, what did I do wrong?
Exactly. And that's the feeling so many people get right before a performance review. That yearly meeting where your manager tells you how you're doing.
The one meeting I always want to skip.
Right, but today we're going to flip it. We'll talk about how to ask for feedback on purpose, how to stay calm when you hear something hard, and how to actually walk out feeling good about it.
Okay, I need this, because right now the whole idea makes me sweat. Where do we start?
Let's start with a real situation. Picture this. You've got a review with your manager next Friday. It's Tuesday now, and you can already feel it in your chest.
That's literally me every year. I don't sleep the night before. I keep imagining all the bad things they might say.
See, that's the trap. We build up this scary story in our heads. But here's the thing, most managers aren't sitting there planning to attack you. They want to give you feedback that helps you grow.
Feedback that helps me grow. That sounds nice, but in the moment it just feels like criticism.
And that's where a really useful word comes in, constructive. Good feedback should be constructive. That means it's meant to make your work better, not just to make you feel bad.
So constructive feedback isn't the same as someone just complaining about me.
Exactly. If your boss says, "Your reports are too long, nobody reads them," that's not very helpful. But if they say, "Try to cut your reports to one page and put the key point at the top," that's constructive. You can actually do something with it.
Ah, I like that. The constructive version gives me a next step. Okay, so before the meeting, what should I actually do?
First, get clear in your own head about your strengths. Your strengths are the things you're genuinely good at. Before you walk in, write down 3 of them.
Wait, why do I need my strengths? Isn't the review about what I'm doing wrong?
No, no, a good review covers both. And if you know your strengths, you won't fall apart the moment you hear one thing that isn't perfect. You'll remember, okay, I'm good at organizing projects, I'm good with clients. One small problem doesn't cancel all of that.
That's a good point. When I'm nervous, I forget all my strengths and just focus on the negative.
Everyone does. So the second thing to prepare is your areas for improvement. These are the parts of your work you already know you could do better.
Hold on, I have to say my own weak points, out loud, to my boss.
It sounds scary, but it's actually a smart move. If you name your own areas for improvement first, you look honest and mature. And it takes away the fear because nothing your manager says will surprise you.
Huh, so instead of waiting for the bad news, I sort of get there first.
Exactly, you might say, "I know one of my areas for improvement is time management. I'm working on it." Now you're driving the conversation, not just sitting there waiting to be judged.
I really like that. It flips the whole feeling. Instead of being scared, I'm kind of in control.
And that control is everything. So let's slow down and look at these words properly because they're gold for work.
Yes, let's do it. First one, constructive. That's feedback that's meant to help, right?
That's it. Constructive means helpful, aimed at making something better. If a comment shows you how to improve, it's constructive. If it just makes you feel small, it's not.
Give me one more example.
Sure, my teacher's notes were really constructive. She showed me exactly how to fix my writing. That's the good kind.
Got it. Next, strengths, the things I'm good at.
Right, your strengths. One of her strengths is that she stays calm under pressure. You can have many strengths, so we usually say it in the plural strengths withens.
And the opposite side, areas for improvement. That's a soft, polite way to say weak points.
Perfect, areas for improvement. It's much kinder than weaknesses. My main area for improvement is speaking up more in meetings. You'll hear this phrase in almost every review.
So if I want to sound professional, I don't say, here's what I'm bad at. I say, here are my areas for improvement.
Exactly. Same idea, but it sounds calm and positive. Language really matters here.
Okay, so far constructive strengths and areas for improvement. That's a solid start.
Now let's get to the hard part. You're in the room, your manager says something you didn't want to hear. Maybe your presentations need more detail. What's your first reaction?
Honestly, I want to defend myself. I want to say, well, that's not fair, I didn't have enough time.
Right, and that's totally human. But when we get defensive, we stop listening. So here's a phrase that changes everything: take on board.
Take on board, like put something on a boat.
Ha, kind of the same picture, yeah. To take something on board means to listen to it, accept it, and actually keep it. When someone gives you advice, you take it on board.
So instead of arguing, I say, okay, I'll take that on board.
Exactly. Thanks, I'll take that on board. It's a lovely, calm phrase. It tells your manager, I heard you and I'm not going to fight you on this.
But what if I don't fully agree? Do I still just take it on board?
Great question. You don't have to agree with everything. But before you push back, make sure you actually understand what they mean. And that's where our next word helps: clarify.
Clarify to make something clearer.
Yes, when you clarify, you ask a question so the meaning becomes clear. Say your boss says, your presentations need more detail. That's a bit vague, right? So you clarify.
How? Give me the actual words.
You could say, can I just clarify, do you mean more numbers and data or more background on the topic? Now you're not arguing, you're understanding.
Oh, that's smart. Because more detail could mean 10 different things. If I clarify, I know exactly what to fix.
Right, and it shows you care. When you clarify, you look like someone who wants to get it right, not someone who's just nodding and forgetting it all.
So the calm reaction is, take it on board, then clarify if I'm not sure what they mean.
Beautiful, and here's a little trick. Take a breath before you answer. 1 second of silence feels long to you, but to them it just looks like you're thinking. It stops you from saying something defensive.
I need that breath. My mouth moves faster than my brain when I'm nervous.
We've all been there. And remember, one piece of criticism is not the whole story. Bring it back to your strengths in your head. Okay, this is one area for improvement, but I've got real strengths too.
That balance really helps. Otherwise, one comment feels like the end of the world. Let's lock in these two. Take on board.
Take on board, to accept advice or information, and keep it in mind. She took my comments on board and changed the design the next day.
So I can say, I'll take your feedback on board. Really common at work.
Super common, especially in the UK, Australia, and Canada. In American offices, you'll hear it too, though some people just say, I'll take that in. Both work. Take on board just sounds a bit more professional.
Good to know and clarify.
Clarify, to make something clearer or to ask for a clearer explanation. Let me clarify what I said earlier. Or, can you clarify the deadline?
So I can use it both ways to explain myself or to ask someone else.
Exactly. Just to clarify is a great phrase to start a polite question. It never sounds rude. Just to clarify, do you need this by Monday or Friday?
Just to clarify, I'm keeping that one forever. It sounds so calm.
And that calm tone is the whole point. You're gathering information, not defending yourself. Okay, now here's a part people always forget. The review isn't just your manager talking at you. You're allowed to speak too. In fact, you should.
Really, I always thought I'd just sit there and listen and say thank you.
No way, this is your chance. So there's a word I want you to use: raise. To raise something means to bring it up, to mention it so you can talk about it.
Raise, like when a student raises their hand.
Same idea, you're lifting a topic up so everyone can see it. I'd like to raise something about my workload. Or, can I raise a question about my goals for next year?
So if I've got a concern, I don't just keep quiet, I raise it.
Exactly. A review is the perfect moment to raise things. Maybe you want more training. Maybe you feel you deserve more pay. Maybe you're not sure what your team expects. Raise it calmly and clearly.
What about money? Can I raise the topic of a pay increase in a review?
You can, but do it smartly. Don't just say, I want more money. Link it to your strengths and what you've done. This year, I led 2 big projects. I'd like to raise the question of my salary. Is there room to talk about that?
So I connect it to results. I raise it, but I back it up with facts.
Right, and even if the answer is not right now, you've put it on the table. Now, once the meeting ends, there's one more step people skip, the follow-up.
Follow up, like after the meeting.
Yes, to follow up means to do something extra after the first action, usually to check on progress or keep things moving. After your review, you send a short email.
What would I even write in a follow up email?
Something simple. Thanks for the chat today. Just to follow up, here's what I understood. I'll work on my presentations and add more data. I'll check in again in 3 months. Short, clear, professional.
Oh, that's clever. So the follow up puts everything in writing and nobody forgets what we agreed.
Exactly, and it shows you took the feedback on board. Your manager reads that email and thinks, wow, this person is serious.
You can also follow up later, right? Like 3 months down the line. Hey, I've been working on that. How's it looking now?
Perfect use. You don't wait a whole year for the next review. You follow up regularly in small steps. That's how you actually grow.
This is a completely different picture now. I always saw the review as a test, but it's more like a conversation I help shape.
That's the whole shift, Mike. You ask for feedback, you take it on board, you clarify what's unclear, you raise your own points, and you follow up after. You're a partner in it, not a student being graded.
Honestly, I feel less scared already. Let's go over that last group of words.
Let's do it. First, raise. To raise something is to bring it up so people can talk about it.
I'd like to raise a concern in the meeting, like that.
Perfect, or she raised a good point about the budget. Notice we don't say raise up, just raise. Raise a question, raise an issue, raise a topic.
Quick note, raise can also mean a pay increase in American English, right? Like, I got a raise.
Good catch. Yes, in the US, a raise as a noun means more pay. In the UK, they say a pay rise. But the verb to raise a topic is the same everywhere.
Okay, and follow up.
Follow up to take another step after the first one to check progress or keep things moving. I'll follow up with you next week. Did you follow up on that email?
And I can say a follow up email too, right?
Yes, as a verb, it's 2 words, follow up. As a describing word before a noun, we join it with a little dash. A follow-up email, a follow-up meeting. Small thing, but useful.
So after my review, I send a follow up email and I follow up again in a few months. Both correct.
Exactly right. And let's not forget our earlier stars, constructive, strengths, areas for improvement, take on board, and clarify. That's a full toolkit for any review.
7 words that could genuinely change how a hard meeting feels.
Let's put it all together with a quick story. Meet Dana. She's got her review tomorrow and she's terrified just like you.
Poor Dana, I feel her pain.
So the night before, she writes down 3 strengths. She's organized, she's good with clients, and she meets deadlines. Then she writes 2 honest areas for improvement.
So she's already calmer because nothing can shock her now.
Right, the next day her manager says, Dana, your work is solid, but your emails to clients are sometimes too short and a bit cold. Now, old Dana would have gotten defensive.
Old me would too. I'd say I'm just being efficient.
But new Dana takes a breath and says, thanks, I'll take that on board. Then she clarifies. Just to clarify, do you mean I should add a warmer greeting or more detail in the message itself?
Nice. So she's not fighting, she's understanding. And that comment is constructive because now she knows what to fix.
Exactly, her manager says, a warmer greeting mostly, clients have mentioned it. Now Dana knows the real problem. That's a constructive conversation, not a fight.
And then does she raise anything of her own?
She does, she says, while we're here, I'd like to raise something. I've taken on a lot more clients this year, and I'd love to talk about my pay. Calm, clear, backed by her strengths.
Love it, she raised it without being pushy. What does the manager say?
The manager says, that's fair, let me look into the budget. No promise yet, but the topic is on the table. And then Dana does the smart final move.
The follow-up.
The follow-up. That afternoon, she sends a short email. Thanks for today. I'll warm up my client emails, and I'll follow up on the pay question in a few weeks. Done. Everything's in writing.
So Dana walked in scared and walked out looking like a total professional. And she barely did anything extra. She just used the right steps.
That's the secret. It's not about being fearless. It's about having a plan. Know your strengths, name your areas for improvement, take feedback on board, clarify what's unclear, raise your own points, and follow up.
You made a scary meeting sound almost doable. All right, let me try to pull the big ideas together before I forget them.
Go for it. I'll jump in if you miss anything.
So before a review, I prepare. I write down my strengths, the things I'm good at so one bad comment doesn't crush me.
Yes, and you also name your areas for improvement yourself, so nothing your manager says can surprise you.
Then when I hear feedback, I remember that good feedback is constructive. It's meant to help me get better, not just to make me feel bad.
Right, and instead of getting defensive.
I take a breath and say, I'll take that on board. Then if the comment is unclear, I ask to clarify. Just to clarify, do you mean this or that?
Beautiful, take it on board, then clarify. And the review isn't only about listening.
No, I can raise my own topics too. If I want training or more pay, I raise it calmly and back it up with what I've done.
And the step almost everyone forgets.
The follow-up. I send a short email afterwards and I follow up again in a few months. Everything stays clear and in writing.
Perfect recap, Mike. 7 words. Constructive, strengths, areas for improvement, take on board, clarify, raise, and follow up.
Here's my challenge for everyone listening. Next time you get any feedback, even from a friend, try saying, "Thanks, I'll take that on board," instead of defending yourself. See how different it feels.
I love that, and if something isn't clear, practice, just to clarify. It's such a calm, professional habit.
So the review isn't a test where I sit and wait to be judged.
It's a conversation you help shape. Ask for the feedback, take it on board, and grow from it. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Go easy on yourself before that next review. You've got this. See you next time.